as we begin the program. Good morning, everyone. At a time of massive disruption and uncertainty, let's navigate the new world and explore our Compass 2021. Let us welcome our leader at the helm of the Medical City, our President and CEO, Dr. Eugene Ramos.
Tagalin ko na lang. Si Biden nga tinatanggal pag nagsasalita, di ba? Anyway, nag-negative na ako kahapon. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Magandang umaga po. This is the first year or this is a new year, 2021. And this is now the implementation phase of what we started the latter part of 2020, our strategic plans. And we would like to just make sure that it gets, we kick off and we get on with the job of accomplishing our targets for 2021. Now, as usual, every time I speak in a group like this, I always would like to step back a bit and provide you the context and the perspective. It's always important. It's for me and it's for everybody to have a context of where we are. We are now working together as a team. This is our third year. The last 3 months of 2018, when the boardroom war started and was actually resolved. Well, not really resolved, but it got to the new management, putting me at the helm. We started working on the team. That we inherited, with the structures that we inherited in the previous regime. And there was, of course, some of you who were used to how it was before, there was a little discomfort, there was some uncertainty, I'm sure there was some discomfort, but also there was excitement because it promised that the change promised something positive. And January 2019, we started work. So it was really a contracted strategic plan that we had in the latter part of 2018. We did not have a budget plan at that time for 2019, but we were able to work with the kind of excitement and enthusiasm and adrenaline of a new team that we had in 2019. And because of that enthusiasm, because of that excitement, a state of arousal, I would say, we finished 2019 with gusto. No? We achieved about a 7.8% growth, which never happened before, and which actually was the irony of it is because we were already at the brink of bankruptcy at that point, no? For the total enterprise that we had. So 2019, the excitement was there. And we were still at the same time, while the train was running and moving, we were also at the same time trying to perfect the team that we had. No? Getting people to get used to the new ways of doing things, flattening the organization, trying to remove all the barriers so that people could just express themselves. But that was not really easy, okay? But 2019 was good. And then we were ready for 2020. Last year, we were here also because we were saying if we grew 7.8% in 2019 with the team that we had, now that we are even better team, we are going to do a lot better for 2020. But then another crisis came. And this crisis was the COVID-19. And the COVID-19 provided us with a different kind of uncertainty, a little fear there. Because a lot of things were not known to us. We did not know a lot of things about the COVID. So we were so scared and we feared for our lives. We worried about our families and so on and so forth. But during the type of arousal that we had, we also got together again as a team. And that's what I kept on talking to you about the clarity that we achieved during 2020 when things were actually a little awry, no? So after that, we finished our annual strategic planning, which was really also innovative, and it was quite an impact to the rest of the enterprise. We were ready to go for 2021. Now, if we don't watch out, that state of arousal is not going to be sustained. Not going to be sustained. Now we can say, are we starting 2021 with certainty? We cannot say that because the pandemic is still around and still here. And there is a threat of the variant, no, that can actually increase the spread. So far, so good. People now are complying with the rules, and we are, we are tracking our prevalence of these positive cases, and there is a little uptick there. We need to be a little more careful, right? So that's not the uncertainty. There is uncertainty. But if we don't watch out, we are going to become weary of these things. Parang tuloy-tuloy, wala na ng katapusan ito, right? But we have to learn from 2020. In 2020, with the clarity, and then we talk about resilience, from arousal, we move towards actually psychological stamina. Kaya na natin to. Di ba? Iba na yung sigla natin. Sigla na hindi temporary na pag napagod ka, hihingal ka na. No? Ito yung hingal natin is actually accompanied by a degree of psychological stamina that will bear us through 2021 until we have everyone vaccinated and everything is back to the new normal. No? So, what are the things now that we need to do as a team after what we've learned, after what we've seen, and definitely with the uncertainty still around us and still in front of us? No? We need to now, with that kind of stamina, we need to look at things now differently. We need now to separate what is urgent, something that needs to be done right away, from what is important. We are now in a better position to really say this is urgent, which means it's an emergency, it's something that you have to do something, and this is important. And the important one is the one that will put us through the future. Because our focus now is not just short term, which is 2021, our focus is beyond 2021, which is what is important. And so we have to put in all the investments that we have so that we go beyond 2021, deal with the urgent things that need to be actually addressed, and then go for what is important. And this is what we talk about the infinite game. Okay? The games that people play, the competition that we have, as Simon Sinek would say, these are finite games. There are rules to this. No? But the infinite game is the game that we look for, the goals that we have, that will get us through the times and have to do it by our own rules. No? There are no rules for that. No? The stamina that we need, the psychological strength that we have, the clarity that we have. Because we aim now for leadership. No? Okay. I will make this my... Okay, wala na. Okay. Aiming for leadership in healthcare, is there a timeline for that? There cannot be any timeline. That's why I initially thought that the vision should have a timetable. But our vision of leadership is actually timeless. Because as the world improves, or as the world deteriorates, whatever happens, our target will keep on moving as we get better and better, and as the circumstances change. We need to just keep on, right? And what is leadership in healthcare, as far as Medical City is concerned? We would like to aim that we are going to be the hospital of choice, or the health institution, the scientific institution of choice for our patients, for the public, for the doctors, for our trainees. We are also going to be the choice of people who would like to have growth in their personal lives, a growth in their careers, to be the employer of choice. And we would also like to, as we go through our alliances and partnerships, because now we know that there is no way that we can go out to the world and claim leadership if we don't establish partnerships and alliances. Okay? And so we would like to aim also that we would like to be the partner of choice, business partner of choice of those entities and institutions that create a completion, a complement of the things that are needed in delivery of healthcare, science. No? So it doesn't even have to be a healthcare institution, for as long as it may be a technology institution. So as we get better and better and we move through the rough seas, that's where we are. That's where we would like to become, no? That leadership that we have. So it's important that this is now I am addressing leaders of Medical City and leaders in the enterprise, that we need to have that vision of what is it that we're doing, who we are, and where we're headed. Okay? And when you talk about leadership, and you talk about the things that we do, the rules that we play, and the rules that we establish for ourselves, one thing that always have to come to mind is the thing about value. It's value. And from a simple definition of value, value is actually superior quality, affordable cost. Okay? Let me just, medyo delayed kasi. Okay. In anything that we do, the things that we buy, the things that we consider as something to invest upon, we look for quality. And if the quality is good or good enough for the kind of price that we can afford, then as far as we consider, that's value. But as we aim for leadership in healthcare beyond the rules that people play, then we go for real outcomes and real, the things that we do, the things that we churn out, the things that we establish relationships with are really top, and it is not at the expense of a limb or anything or life, right? So value, for instance, can be in terms of excellence in research and clinical outcomes. We are a healthcare institution. We are in the healthcare industry. And so necessarily it means that the clinical outcomes, as far as care is concerned, are outstanding. That's what we aim for, right? And to be able to really become a real leader in healthcare, we need to churn out relevant research. If we just do things as everybody else is doing, as all the other healthcare institutions do, and we're not coming up with any innovation, and we're not coming up with any research that is going to propel us forward ahead of the rest, then we are not going to really become the healthcare leader that we would like to be, right? So this is the most important. The programs, the training programs, and all the healthcare services, the evidence that we use, the research that we do, the outcomes are all important as we assume the position of aiming for leadership. But of course, at the cost, no? Because in Singapore, actually, Singapore healthcare, the government would say the value is actually the best outcomes for the least price. Least cost, not the price, the least cost. And cost is not just about money, no? So you can also have in healthcare, delivery of healthcare, cost can also be when the patient comes here, he doesn't waste a lot of time because the doctors cannot make decisions, because the diagnostic tests take time, or because there are no diagnostic tests, or because the tests are not necessary, and so the doctors now keep on ordering more and more and more until they discover what is it that's ailing the patient. So the longer that this takes, the longer the stay in the hospital, the greater the expense, right? So we would say, we achieve excellence in clinical outcomes, and yet at the price of, my God, the patient had to sell the house or something, you know. So it is not that. So when we talk about value, it should be value in terms of the outcomes and the low cost. And cost is about doing things right the first time and doing it quickly, and the patient is able to actually find relief. No? Or it can also be excellence in innovative service delivery and total patient experience. You know, we can be the top hospital, we can be the Johns Hopkins of the Philippines in terms of, wow, clinical expertise of the doctors, in terms of the clinical diagnostic skills, no? The laboratories. No? But the total experience is important. Because when we treat patients and we become leader in this healthcare industry, we treat the patient not by systems, not because he is here for his heart problem, so we treat the heart. We treat the total person. And so the total person now is treated not in terms of just his physical, but his whole individual. It's spiritual, emotional. No? So it becomes a total experience that in Medical City, I go there and I can feel that I am respected, I can feel that I am actually being attended to, and I am being treated like an equal, which is our philosophy, no? Patient partnership. So excellence in innovative service delivery and total patient experience, short queues. This is operational efficiencies. Shorter queues, shorter turnaround or short turnarounds, and no indecision. If it takes forever to do things because this is the policy and people are not empowered to make decisions on the spot because this is policy and it's a weekend, I cannot make any decision, I might be fired, then you know that there's a problem in the kind of leadership mindset that we have. So there needs to be empowerment, no? But there needs to be among you guys the confidence to be able to do that and stand up and say, I made that decision because at that point in time, there was nobody else who could make that decision, and it was important that a decision can be made. You don't need to be afraid, because I have assured you that if you make the right decision or even a flawed decision based on how you made your judgment, okay, the hospital should provide the kind of assurance that it will be fine, it is safe, right? So short queues, short turnarounds, and decisiveness, that's important also. Value in customer development or market development, alliances and partnerships. Where should we be? Who are the partners that will provide us the kind of growth that we need? What market needs to be developed? What are the needs of the public that people are not aware of? These are the blue ocean. Where should we be? We don't have to be where everybody else is. Kaya pag sinasabi mong, pupunta tayo dun kasi this hospital is also doing it, let's do it, you're doing it for the wrong reason. You do it because that's the right thing to do, and this is where we can actually establish leadership, right? That's customer and market development, alliances and partnerships. We make alliances with the healthcare institutions that provide care, provide the financing, the HMOs, the health insurances, the technology companies that are also into research for innovative technologies in healthcare delivery. We need to come up with excellence in that kind of relationship. And so we need to now cut down on bureaucracy and a mistrust in collaboration. Because if we are going to go big time, world class, and then we establish a relationship or contracts, this is what we were discussing yesterday, with world-class institutions, and there is a disparity or a mismatch between how we look at things and how they look at things, and apparently they are not used to the kind of things that we are used to because we are not comfortable with the changes that have been happening elsewhere, then what happens there is there's going to be delay. There's going to be a lot of bureaucracy. Why? Because there is no trust and there is no data that we can rely on to make good decisions. So those are the things that we need. And then excellence in career development. Yesterday, I was asked to inspire the first-year residents of the Department of Medicine, Dr. Amiel de la Cruz here, because they were having problems with attrition. They needed 20 or 25. They were only having 11. And so the residents, the young residents now, were now made to do a lot of the work that should not really be done by a resident. You know that. It's cut work, right? And so these are young people who are not used to these kind of things, and so they would rather go home to mama and papa rather than sweat it out, right? So in other words, in terms of development of character and ability to look at the future and say, these are the things that we need to do, and these are the things that we need to be strong at, then you see that people now start to withdraw. And that happens as well to all of us. The people who are starting careers in the hospital, our training, and for anything at all, they quit. For anything at all, they cry. For anything at all, they go behind, and then all this hugot and all these things waste a lot of waste of time and a lot of emotional capital. And so that's the one that really causes us a delay. So we need to really make sure that there is going to be less of this question and this response na policy po kasi. If the policy doesn't make sense, let's change the policy. Right? Who says that we cannot change the policy? Who made those policies anyway? People. And a lot of them are not here anymore. Right? And it was not made because it was wrong. It was made at the time where the context was different. The times now have changed. And so we need to make sure that we have to do that. I am addressing this to you guys because you're leaders. And for as long as you are not able to acquire the mindset of a leader, you are going to be floating around. And you realize that we have wasted a lot of time. No drift in professional growth. And so I would like to make it possible that if you are here and you're really good, but you should be there, you are not going to make your way inch by inch up to there. It will take you 3 years, and then you get your salary for that. If you're really good and you are ready for it, you go right up. I'm going to promote you, and you're going to get the salary that position, that what you deliver requires. That's a change in mindset in HR, right? Hindi tayo na heard natin mga tao according to categories, no? So many things that we can do in terms of the value, zero waste. And with the digitalization that we are trying to do now, first quarter, we would like to cut back on time wasted. We're going to cut back on paper that is wasted, and a lot of emotional capital that is wasted because, decisions cannot be made on time and quickly. Okay? So that's value. That's real value. Is it okay? Are we now going to be able to lead in healthcare just because we now have acquired real value? We are not separate. We need to collaborate, and we need to connect to the rest of the world. And so there is this thing about real value and perceived value. How people look at us from outside may not be what we really are, or who we really are, or what we stand for, right? So real value and perceived value are not the same. Okay? So sometimes you feel so bad because you have delivered something so good, you are on to something so good, and yet people don't seem to appreciate it, right? Why? Because the perception is different from real value. Between real value and perceived value, what is more important? Perceived value is more important. Okay? So now we still have work to do. Because if we are going to be leaders in national and healthcare, then we need to say, do they see us as we are? Can they imagine what we're doing? Do they appreciate and recognize us? Are they coming here? Are we becoming the hospital of choice? Are we becoming the health institution for training of choice? Are the partners that we would like to partner with listening to us and giving us the respect that we need? Right? Are the employees, the best ones, are they applying in Medical City? Even if the salary may not be as competitive, there is something in Medical City. If they're not, then they have not really appreciated the real value. What they are is they're using perceived value. Okay? And perceived value is the right message with the best impact at the best time. Institute business managers, institute leaders, what do you want to say about your institutes? What's so good about your programs? And why is it any different from the rest outside? Okay? And how do you best express it? Right? Medical City as a brand. What is Medical City as a brand? Why is it that they say that, you are from Ateneo. You must be from LaSalle. You are from UST. These are the brand, right? What is the Ateneo brand? What is the UP brand? What is the Medical City brand? Right? So we can sloganeer, but it doesn't mean anything. What is the brand of the cardiovascular programs or Cardiovascular Institute of the Medical City? Right? So that is important. What is the brand of the employee? How do you know that this graduate of the training program of Medical City or this employee, how do you know that they come from Medical City? We already have. And we have so many reasons to be proud of the graduates that we have produced because they have over 3 years, 4 years, they have imbibed a lot of things that we can be proud of. And now we say, since we don't have the absorptive capacity to get them all in, maybe we can scatter them across the enterprise, but we cannot force them. Now, the recipients of this are Asian Hospital, St. Luke's, because we don't have an enough plan to absorb them or to get them where we are. Or maybe we need more hospitals, right? Maybe. I think that's a good one, no? We have more hospitals in Visayas. We have more hospitals in Mindanao. Because now, our first ever critical care program in the Philippines, for which we have a brand, but which we may not be actually talking about too much, has produced already real great intensivists that are already outside. Who's the head of Asian Intensive Care? Robles. Trained here. We could not get her here because we were already full, right? Lucky, Abelio is in Clark. Debbie Uy is in Iloilo and making really waves and a lot of difference. So much so that when the president and the CEO of St. Paul Hospital in Iloilo had a heart attack, and they have a big ICU there, she was brought to the Medical City ICU. Diba? So that's the kind of things that we need to do to say, what is the Medical City brand? To the right target, using the right platform, eliciting lasting response, connecting and creating relationships, building communities where Medical City brand is fully integrated into the consciousness of our targets. Di ba? That is the social brand that we need to focus on because we cannot compete in a noisy world if we don't know where to compete and we don't know how to compete and how to raise our voice. No? Okay. Wow, mas maganda sa akin kaysa yung kanila, di ba? I think the source is the same. Navigating. We have been navigating, and I would just like to tell you guys that I am just so proud when at the end of the day, after all this, this fear and uncertainty in my office, I feel so, wow, how can I complain? Look at our team, look at you. Okay? What have we done together? We have achieved so much together. There are, of course, a lot of flaws. There are a lot of things that we need to do. But that's, I keep on saying, kay Shirley, we are a work in progress. And we keep on moving and moving and moving because our goal post is also moving. The more that we acquire, the bigger the dream and the farther our target becomes. No? Because we owe it to ourselves to just get bigger and bigger. And so what we did early on, as early as the last quarter of 2018, was the fact that we needed to actually start transforming the medical city. And this is where, if you take a look at it, this is the context that I would like before we move on to the next. Transforming medical city as an organization depends on how we are wired. And we started talking that kay Dr. Lacelis, no? The wiring of the Filipino mind. And the wiring of the medical city managers and doctors, because we have been here for years. And we have gotten used to how things were. And we are more comfortable with those things than the kind of things that we need to already initiate to move forward, right? And so it's important that when we think this way, we need to make sure that it becomes translated into behavior that is desired, and the behavior becomes a habit. Becoming a habit requires a place that is conducive to change. And that's precisely why transforming the organization requires a structural or a physical transformation. We cannot underestimate the importance of the senses. Okay? How people look at themselves where they work. You know, if I'm saying the primacy of the human resource, and yet I work in a place that does not have any ventilation, it's a mismatch between what we claim we are and what we really are, right? And so when we say the people are not talking to one another, why? Because they're afraid. Why? We have already flattened the organization. Don't know. It's just that we are not so used to expressing ourselves. We are not used to not having a boss to tell us what to do. And sabi ko, hey, guys, don't squander all these opportunities that have been given you. So step for a while, step back, and pause for a while. Hey, you are already given the power to do these things. How come you're not doing them? Right? It's basically just the fact that we cannot impose so much on you because we came from where we came from. Right? And that's precisely why physical transformation, a beautiful place, a flattened organization, a place where I can work and I can talk, where there is not too much hierarchy, there are no more silos, and I can complain, I can suggest, I can do anything. Structural transformation is so important. And that cannot be sabihin na pakuluyan. Okay? The other one would be functional. The process flows of all the things that we do. All the things that we needed to do, we thought we were going to resist that until COVID came. That's the silver lining of the COVID. We realized that we needed digital, right? And so there was no more resistance. And so we had to work our way to our digital transformation journey that we have. And it's going to go and it's going to happen. Where's Nelson? It better be happening. First quarter of 2021, we are going to go live. But that's just the beginning. We also have the Pigafetta, things like that. No? And then now you're collaborating with partners, right? To make sure that this happens. That's still part of the partnership that we have. So functional, how do we do things from here to there? And now the business managers of the institutes, the admin people, say, what does not make sense in the process? I don't have to wait for digital to continue with the things that work and to stop doing things that don't work. Who is going to tell you to stop doing it? Who? Well, your directors of your institute, but the directors of your institute are more focused on the programs and the clinical programs, you do it, right? And you consult because it's an open organization. Then the other one is social business transformation. Social business transformation is how do we connect to the rest of the world? How do we connect internally to our internal community? How do we connect to the external community? How do we engage them so that we get more data, we get more inputs, we realize that there are certain areas that we are not good at, and there are areas that are needed that we are not there yet. And so we come up with all these things, which provide content. We are not here, social media, to just make noise in social media. We are here to make sure that we deliver content that is necessary to make Medical City be perceived as the leader. Not just the real value, but the perceived value of our leadership investments. Okay? And so that's precisely why in social media, there has to be content management. And content in social media will have to come from everybody else. We are now designing a communication architecture so that everybody gets to contribute content. And then from the main, we are also able to deliver content. And individual managers should be able to figure out. So don't ever say later on that your institute is not earning well, doing well in terms of the services and all this utilization. Don't say mahina kasing marketing. Because you are supposed to handle that. You are supposed to collaborate with the marketing group, in the communications group, but the communication group will say, so what is the content? What do you want us to say about you? Otherwise, bolahan lang tayo, and that is not the real value that we are. Okay? And finally, putting all this together, and as we flatten the organization, as we make things move faster, as we learn to communicate more, the right thing, then we can really start saying, hindi na ito yung cultural transformation. Cultural transformation is not something that we say, oh, we will do cultural transformation this quarter. Next quarter, iba na. It's continuous. How each one of us as the leaders think and then behave and then connect with individuals has a lot to do with how we are able to evolve a culture that eventually will brand the Medical City. What is the Medical City brand? It's about the culture that we have that is actually driven by a continuous improvement in the structural, in the physical organization, in the digitalization, in how we organize our communication. It feeds on and on and on, and we become much better. Okay, so in the end, do you see what I see? Wake up. Do you see what I see? Ay, nako, hina. Do you see what I see? Are you ready to move ahead? Ay, hina. Huh? Let's change the group. Patay-patay. Do you see what I see ahead? Are we ready to do what it takes to get there? Are we ready to change if change is necessary? Okay, so now we are very sure that with the kind of stamina that we have and the kind of focus that we have, we are going to do it 2021 and beyond. Right? So let's give ourselves a round of applause and thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much to Dr. Eugene Ramos for setting that clear direction on how we can harness our values, what we really stand for, and turn them and create them into value for our shareholders, for our patients, and all the different people who depend on us for their health. So thank you very much for that, our President and CEO. And now, to anchor our goals accordingly, here is the Chief Marketing Officer, Dr. Christian De Los Reyes.
They say life is like us, being in a ship. And since 2020 was most remarkable and unprecedented, it was like navigating in rough weather conditions, breasting, surmounting treacherous waters. But among other things, it was also the year of healthcare. It was a year that put health and wellness front and center because of the global pandemic. It has made the world realize the value of our health and those battling for it in the front lines. The pandemic has been stressful and has placed enormous pressure on our hospital, our staff, and the healthcare system at large. But at the same time, it has been a powerful catalyst for learning and for rapid cycle change. Now we start 2021 with swells of hope and well-founded optimism. We are hoping that conditions on the water are better, if not perfect. The seas calm and the wind blowing at a pleasant speed from an ideal direction. We have to look forward to so many things. And this is just a glimpse of what to expect this year.
a magnet of the most important asset that will steer these plans. Let us all hear from the head of the Human Capital Management Group, Ms. Shirley Makaliban.
This year, we will raise our standards of excellence, and we deliver the cutting-edge healthcare that we are known for. We will navigate these unprecedented challenges in the healthcare landscape by capitalizing our human strength and spirit. As HCMG, we will provide pleasurable opportunities that will promote balance between work and family, as well as your professional and personal growth. We will involve our human capital in endeavors with higher purpose, as we will pursue what we invoke pride and a sense of belonging among our staff. The medical city will be a place where you will be able to pursue your passion and unleash your potential. And this is our commitment.
I am Rose Mendoza from 7B Telemetry. My commitment as a nurse is to provide competent and compassionate care to all patients and every family member. I vow to remain honest, educated, and professional for the duration of my career.
I am Ferdinand P. Aganon from Nursing Services Division. In 2021, our nursing team will continue to imbue the 5 C's of a TMC nurse: commitment, conscientiousness, compassion, confidence, and competence. We will make every patient smile and happy by providing high quality and safe nursing care throughout their journey.
I am Beda B. Galicia, Operations Manager from the Cardiovascular Institute. My commitment is to motivate my staff and guide them in achieving their professional goal while maintain a life-work balance.
Ako si Maris Lopena, Red Goat Ambassador from CRD. Ngayong 2021, sisikapin ko pa na mapanatili ang pagiging masiyahin at mapagmalasakit upang makahawa ng positibong disposisyon sa mga pasyente at aking mga katrabaho.
I'm Carol from Nutrition Management Services. This 2021, I will use my knowledge and experience to help more individuals make personalized, positive lifestyle changes. I will translate the science of nutrition into practical solutions for healthy living.
I'm Marites Bagaman, together with my team from the Center for Innovation and Lifelong Learning. Our commitment for 2021 is to institute a culture that continuously ignites the spirit of innovation and lifelong learning across TMC Enterprise. Can we create the spark that will lead to disruptive innovations? Yes, we can make this happen.
I am Amante Tulo Jr., Head Nurse of Unit 4A. My commitment is to provide excellent, compassionate, and competent care. I'll motivate and inspire my colleagues to achieve best nursing care.
I am Dr. Katrina Sasis from the Department of Laboratory Medicine and Pathology. This 2021, I will contribute to the highest quality laboratory services for the best patient outcomes.
I'm Jean from Wellness and Aesthetics Institute. As a leader, I commit to encourage and motivate the staff to deliver passionate and hospitable service to our clients.
I'm Dr. Lauren Lichtenstein from the Department of Surgery. My commitment and our commitment as a department is to continue to provide the best surgical care for our patients, always keeping them at the center of everything we do. COVID or not, we are always patient partners.
Ako po si Troy ng Customer Service Department. Ngayong 2021 ay sisikapin ko pang maging aktibo sa pagbigay ng magandang serbisyo sa ating mga pasyente at sa aking mga katrabaho.
Hi, I'm Bea, your clinical dietitian from the Nutrition Management Services.
This 2021, I commit to help promote healthy lifestyle to our patients and employees. We in the Nutrition Management Services will guide you throughout your nutrition goals.
I'm Liberty Lina of the Center for Innovation and Lifelong Learning. 2021 is a year of breakthroughs amidst the ongoing pandemic. My personal commitment for this year is to know my colleagues better, embrace their diversity, more mindful and respectful of all generations, the we generations of the medical city. Be more human and sensitive with them in pursuit of promoting, encouraging colleagues to be thinkers and highly engaging and happy to share their creative insights across the TMC enterprise.
This year, my team and I at HISEC commit to continuing to make a difference for our patients by ensuring that TMC is a safe place to return to health, and for our staff by ensuring that TMC is a safe place to work. We commit to improve our processes by focusing on data-driven quality measures in infection control and antimicrobial stewardship.
I'm Andrew Umali from the Department of Emergency Medicine. This year, I will continue giving timely, appropriate, and quality emergency care to our patients.
I am Sofia Narciso. I'm from the Department of Psychiatry. For 2021, I will continue to further my knowledge in mental health care to be more capable of being of service to our patients, to be able to cultivate learning among my peers and be my best for the TMC community.
I'm Dr. Joanne Sullivan of the Stroke and Neurocritical Care Unit, the Institute of Neurological Sciences. In behalf of the multidisciplinary stroke care providers, I hereby commit to continue working to bring stroke care to greater heights. Amidst the scare of the pandemic, we have always and will always brave the risks to provide global standards of care, make the public aware, and advocate for optimal and advanced care. We will pursue, as we have started, the vision of a comprehensive stroke center and stroke triple hub involving TMC Ortigas, Clark, and South Luzon. Strengthening these hubs will expand our reach across the country and to every Filipino patient. Just like stroke care, we will waste no time.
I'm Sham. As a nurse of the Wellness and Aesthetics Institute, I commit to promote camaraderie among the staff and develop unity in our team.
I'm Maende Chavez from Wellness and Aesthetic Institute, committed to promote good health and prevent illness through lifestyle management.
I am Honey Alejo from the Customer Relations Department. For 2021, I commit to create a world across the TMC enterprise where there are no strangers, a difference I can make to our patients, colleagues, and shareholders, one smile at a time.
My name is Robbie Posadas from the Augusto P. Sarmiento Cancer Institute. My team's commitment for year 2021 is to continue attaining a higher standard of cancer care, from screening and early diagnosis, treatments, survivorship care, and end-of-life care.
Hi, I am Dr. Edwin Bernardo from Surgery. 2020 may have been a rough year for all of us, but 2021 is the year we are going to focus on renewal in both passion and purpose. I am committed to deliver utmost safe surgical care to those patients who seek comfort and care here in the medical city. I am dedicated to provide a globally competitive surgical quality of care coupled with compassion and empathy to our patients. I would like the community to know and embrace that Medical City is a hospital giving the safest possible surgical attention and care to its constituents. In the Medical City, we will traverse new horizons with our patient partners and provide the best care possible for our patients. This 2021 is a year of resilience and reimagine with the Medical City and its surgical team.
I am Bianca Camille P. Orminita from Unit 15A. My commitment is to provide optimal care and to give the best interest of my patients. Since I am a head nurse from Presidential Suite, I would like my patients to feel that our service are on top and highest quality.
Hi, I'm Jovi Bernardo from HMO Concierge. My mantra this year is to do my best to get it right the first time. If I cannot resolve a patient concern on our first meeting or a first call, I will explain the process, give the patient an idea of when to expect things to be fixed, and keep him or her up to date. And of course, service with a smile.
2021, all hands on deck. And to further cement the commitment of everyone across the organization, we would like to call on stage our representatives who will bring TMC from strength to the future and beyond. From Human Capital Management Group, Iris Tatlonghari. From Clinical Services Group, Dr. Amiel de la Cruz. From Nursing Services, Jamie Sanchez. From Operations, Karen De Ocampo. Red Coat Ambassadors, Eds Bautista. Health Informatics and Analytics, Alvin Molina. Finance, Vanessa Gamboa. And Marketing, Kath Barros. As we see that we are bringing all our goals and objectives beyond the leadership and making sure that the future is sure and safe. Ladies and gentlemen, our compass for 2021. Endeavors with higher purpose, evoking pride and sense of belonging, opportunities for balance and pleasure, all steered by the people we serve and the people who serve.
When a new year begins, we are always full of hope. Energy is high and we are ready and rearing to go. The excitement that can come from just seeing our goals and plans right in front of us is too amazing. But what happens next? So many times people fail to reach their goals, not because it wasn't realistic or because they no longer want it, but because they fail to keep the momentum when the hurdles appear. Every veteran explorer also had to deal with stormy weather. Preparation is key. One might not know exactly when a storm will hit, but the skilled helmsman has a plan in place to deal with periods of rain, strong winds, and large waves. Knowing the hurdles are coming is the only way to be prepared to surmount them. So let's ask ourselves, what are the challenges that we need to overcome in order for us to achieve our goals? To be the hospital of choice, both of patients and doctors, to be the employer of choice, to be the business partner of choice. How are we going to address these challenges? And most importantly, are we truly committed to seeing the goals through to completion? Uncharted waters and uncertain times bring challenges that cause pause, concern, and change. Yet one thing that remains firm is the fact that we must continue moving forward with a plan as effectively as possible through any crisis or challenge. Our commitment as a team is to remain firmly rooted in our priorities, our people, purpose, pride, and pleasure. We will rely on these as our compass for direction on how we navigate calm or rough waters, foggy skies for stability and future growth and success. We will be guided by these four cornerstones as we do our part in implementing our big bets for this year, informing every decision and driving our focus and direction to ensure we are in the right path towards bringing excellent healthcare for all.
To the last part of the program, as we harness and surmount the headwinds and tailwinds of 2021, I'd like to call on our chairman, Mr. Eki Gonzalez, for his message.
Jean, lagi mong pinapahabol, ha? Medyo. This is a fantastic presentation. I will tell it's really a fantastic presentation. It gives me a lot of vibe. It gives me a lot of inspiration. But I want to highlight three things that come about from the presentation, which as the presentation was happening, I tried to articulate what my thoughts were. And there are three things. One is Basically, this is about purpose and meaning. And there are three parts to this purpose and meaning. The first is purpose and meaning for the corporation. The second is purpose and meaning in the workplace. And the third is purpose and meaning in the search for excellence. And I found all of these aspects manifest in this presentation. Let me talk first about purpose and meaning for the corporation. I don't know if you have been following business models of capitalism, but there are essentially two of them. One is a shareholder model, and the other is a stakeholder model. The shareholder model says you make profits and maximum profits for your shareholders. The stakeholder model says that you have to go beyond shareholders into other stakeholders that give your corporate life and make it a broader and more fruitful basis for existence. These are employees, these are partners, these are customers, these are communities. And my sense from, particularly for how the emphasis was made on employees, is that there is a strong emphasis on stakeholder engagement, stakeholder management. And guess what? The biggest criticism for shareholder capitalism is it's so short-term profit focused. It's quarter-to-quarter corporate earnings. This is for the long term. And the long term is development and growth of your employees, partnership and engagement with your suppliers, with your community, within your community. And because of all of this happening, then things will flow. Then profits will come. Profits will come in the whole ecosystem of how stakeholders are fruitfully and inspirationally engaged. So that's my first point. Purpose and meaning, and the difference between shareholder and stakeholder capitalism, which is what I think our enterprise is looking to get. The second is purpose and meaning in the workplace. And the idea behind purpose and meaning in the workplace is to attain a symbiotic relationship between personal and organizational purpose. And I am totally inspired about what I see here, that as you articulate your personal purpose, it fits cleanly and neatly with what the organization is striving to do. And why is this important? Because this alignment is what effectively generates motivation and engagement of our people, which is the most important thing for us to move ahead. It's not more than the physical ambience, it's the people that make this thing move. And for that to be workable, there has to be alignment, there has to be congruence between your purpose and what the organization wants to achieve. And in my perspective, when the alignment is felt through the sense of the greater purpose, there is a deep, almost spiritual commitment to making the world a better place and helping the organization contribute to that. And that's what I see here. Purpose and meaning in the congruence, in the symbiotic relationship between how people feel their vision and mission is and what that is for the organization. And I can see it. And the last one is purpose and meaning in the search of excellence. And in this search for excellence, there's a book, Thomas Peters, about searching for excellence. And, the first thing that Christian showed had to do with all the things we want to do that are leading edge for this year. I just want to highlight that there is a big difference between creativity and innovation. In creativity, You blast out the ideas, you think the big item, the big thoughts about how to do things, what we can take this company to, but really, it is innovation that drives the future. It is the execution of creativity, which we both have, both creativity and innovation that I'm sure we'd all have, that we are seeing in the manifestation of what's here, on the things we want to do, that's going to get us to be a better institution. It's not just thinking new things, it is doing new things. And so, again, purpose and meaning for the corporation, purpose and meaning for people in the workplace, and purpose and meaning in the search for excellence. I feel that these are all embodied, and I just saw this in what you have done, guys, and what you're going to do. So I am really, really happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Eki. And now, as the last part of the program, you have seen earlier the people who serve. And now, let's hear it from the people we serve.
To the Medical City family, I am Roxanne Guino, and I would like to say thank you for your selfless service and for choosing to serve at such a challenging time in our history. You are continuing to overcome the pandemic for us, and for that, we owe you our lives. Don't give up. We will come out of this stronger, and we will believe in you. May God bless us all.
Hi, Spido, and to everyone from Medical City, just want to thank you, and thank you for your sacrifices. Alam ko, you put your lives at risk para lang maging safe ang lahat, and para maibsan itong kahirapan ng pandemic. So, just want to wish you all good health and stay safe. And on behalf of my friends, my family, my loved ones, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. God bless you.
Hi, this is Alex Gonzaga, and I would just like to greet everyone there in Medical City. Thank you so much for all your service and efforts, lalo na ngayong pandemic. May God continue to protect you all and bless you. And naway maging healthy kayo palagi because you're such a big help sa ating community. God bless you all, and hopefully, I don't see you there in the Medical City. I will see you outside the vicinity. Okay, so God bless you all.
To the Medical City family, thank you so much for your selfless service, for choosing to serve at such a challenging time.
Yes, it's because of you guys. You guys are overcoming the pandemic for us.
You guys are truly heroes. Stay safe. Don't give up.
Hi, Medical City family. My name is Matteo Ulicelli. Just like to say thank you very much for the service you do for the Filipino people and for our country. Maraming salamat. I continue praying for you guys. Continue doing everything you can for the country. Maraming salamat again. God bless. Stay safe always. Ingat po.
Hello, this is Thor. Sa lahat po ng ating mga frontliners sa Medical City, down to the staff, maraming salamat po sa inyong serbisyo. Saludo po kami sa inyong lahat. We will always pray for your safety and good health. God bless.
Hi, my name is Paolo. To everyone from Medical City, to the doctors, down to the staff, thank you very much for your sacrifice, for choosing to serve in these trying times, and I will continue to pray for you. Please don't give up on us. Don't give up on every Filipino. I know it's tiring, but you are our hope for us to normalize our lives, so to speak. Thank you very much, and on behalf of my family, my friends, and all the musicians that I know, we thank you for your service, and I hope you continue to soldier on and give it your all, and we are here to support you. We love you. Thank you very much, and God bless. Stay safe always.
Hello to the Medical City family. Guys, it's Echo. I just want to say thank you so much for what you guys do, and we don't see everything that you guys do. All that can see it are, you know, you guys and your patients, and I'm sure they're very grateful. But you know, I also just want to extend my gratitude towards you guys, because I know of some people from Medical City, and you guys are the real heroes. So stay strong, stay safe, and God bless you all.
Hi, ako po si Luke Bihares. Gusto ko po magpasalamat sa lahat ng doctors, nurses, staff dyan po sa The Medical City. Ibang klase po ang binigay niyong serbisyo sa lahat at mga kababayan, lalong-lalo na sa panahon nitong pandemya. Pagdasal po kayo lagi, nasa mabuting kalagayan kayo para po patuloy ang pag-aalaga niyo sa aming lahat. So, once again, lahat ng frontliners, mabuhay kayong lahat, and stay safe po lagi. God bless.
Hello Medical City family, Paolo Abrera here, one with the nation, and thanking all of you for your continued selfless and tireless service in giving the very best care to all of your patients. This is a very historic time in our history, and we thank you and appreciate all your efforts. More than that, we salute what you do. Huwag po kayo mapagod. Please keep doing what you do. We appreciate you and we salute you. Thank you so much, Medical City.
Hello po sa inyong lahat dyan, sa ating Medical City family. Ako po si Suzy Encanta Abrera at gusto ko lang po sabihin sa inyo na we salute you, I salute you, at nagpapasalamat po ako sa lahat po ng ginawa ninyong trabaho, pagmamalasakit, pagmamahal, pag-alaga sa inyong mga pasyente dyan po, lalo na sa time ng COVID. At kahit na alam ko po na kayo din po, syempre kinakabahan din, pero tuloy pa rin po ang inyong pagbibigay ng serbisyong totoo kung aming ang tawagin. Thank you so much to you guys. God bless you. We always pray for you, honestly, because we are so grateful for our medical frontliners. So thank you so much sa inyo. Keep on fighting and we will come out of this stronger and better. God bless you.
Sa ating mga kapuso at sa lahat ng bumubuo sa The Medical City, thank you for your selfless service, sacrifice, and for continuing to serve despite the huge risk you face every day dealing with this pandemic.
Thank you so much for continuing to devote your time and energy to contain this pandemic, and for always stepping up and going beyond your call of duty. Stay strong and don't give up.
We believe in you and we will all come out of this stronger than ever. Thank you.
Thank you po. God bless.
Pleasure wrapping up our people, purpose, pride, and pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us today. We invite everyone to seal your commitment as you leave this hall on how we can strive to be the business partner of choice, employer of choice, and healthcare institution of choice for patients and our healthcare physicians. With that, thank you very much. Please enjoy the rest of the day. And please make sure to also visit our experiential booths. We have an experiential booth on CTRI, Big Bets for the Year, and as well from HR. Thank you and have a great day.